The Great Lock-In has taken over YouTube, and honestly, it's the perfect reset button for the last 100 or so days of 2025. Forget how the year started. Right now is about locking in, staying disciplined, and setting yourself up for the kind of momentum that makes 2026 your best year yet. And in this video, I'm going to show you just how to do that. Now, if you're returning, welcome back. But if you're new here, hi, my name is Tiffany, and I make content all about becoming the best version of yourself. Now, if that sounds like your vibe, girl, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you. Let's get into it. And real quick, if you're a woman who chronically puts everyone else first and wants to consistently prioritize yourself without feeling guilty, check out my free video training in the description. You'll learn the exact 3-step framework I used to go from a people pleaser to a woman with self-respect who knows how to set boundaries. It's the same method that helped me rebuild my confidence and finally pursue my goals after years of putting them off. Now back to the video. Now, discipline doesn't always look dramatic. It's less about 5 a.m. alarms or extreme routines, and more about the quiet everyday choices that no one else sees. It's in the moments you finish the email before opening Instagram, washing the dishes right after dinner instead of later, and I'm guilty of this one. Putting $10 into savings instead of buying another coffee, walking up the stairs instead of taking the elevator. These decisions seem small, but together they stack up into powerful self-control. The more you practice discipline in the little things, the easier it becomes to apply it in the big things. Think of it like training for a marathon. You don't start with 26 miles. You start with 1 mile, then 2, and slowly build the stamina to go the distance. I want you to choose one simple action you can commit to every day this week. Something so doable it feels effortless. For example, making your bed as soon as you wake up, drinking a full glass of water before coffee, or putting your phone down during meals. Stick to it for 7 days straight. What happens is you rewire your brain to expect discipline from yourself. Once you master that one micro discipline, stack another on top of it. And before you know it, you're building unstoppable momentum. Now, micro discipline gets you started, but let's be real. Discipline doesn't stop at picking broccoli over French fries. It also means not letting one Netflix episode magically turn into 7. And that's where time control comes in. Time is the one resource you can never get back, and the way you spend it reveals how disciplined you really are. Just like you've set a financial budget to make sure your money goes where it should, you can set a time budget to make sure your hours align with your goals. Without limits, it's easy to waste entire evenings on autopilot, binge watching, scrolling, or just checking one more thing. Before you know it, hours have slipped away, and you're left with guilt instead of growth. Instead, treat your time like currency, like money. Assign it with intention. For instance, let's say you got an entertainment budget, right? 1 hour for Netflix, then stop. Your social media budget, 30 minutes to an hour total per day. A learning budget, 30 minutes to an hour of reading or podcast listening. A focus budget, 2 to 3 deep work sessions, distraction-free. A rest budget, non-negotiable hours for sleep and recovery. When you budget your time like that, you don't lose freedom, you gain it. You can still enjoy leisure and fun, but without letting it overrun the hours you need for discipline and growth. I want you to set a timer the next time you start a fun but distracting activity, like scrolling or streaming. When the timer goes off, stop immediately, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if you don't want to. This small act builds trust with yourself and trains your brain that you control your time, not the other way around. Do this consistently and you'll be shocked at how much more freedom and progress you gain in a single week. Now, life is unpredictable. Some days everything flows smooth and others feel like complete chaos. And that's where a disciplined anchor comes in. One core habit you commit to every single day, no matter what. Your anchor habit acts like the foundation of your routine, even if the rest of your schedule falls apart. That one practice grounds you and keeps your identity as a disciplined person intact. For me personally, movement has become that anchor. Because even on busy or messy days, when I get a workout in, it reminds me that I kept a promise to myself. And that's where today's sponsor, Get Healthy UTV, has been such a game changer for me. Get Healthy UTV is your online resource for workouts, health tips, and fitness inspiration. They've got everything from cardio, strength, yoga, bar, even walking and kickboxing. I personally love their 28-day workout calendars because they take all the guesswork out of planning, and I can just follow along, knowing I'm building consistency one day at a time. And what I really appreciate is that they're always adding new workouts, so I never feel stuck in a rut. And on days I don't feel like pushing hard, I can choose something lighter, like a low-impact strength session or a yoga flow, because there's truly something for every fitness level. Plus, the community aspect makes me feel supported, and I've even joined live Q&A sessions where trainers answer questions in real time. So if you've been looking for a way to reset your routine this fall and anchor yourself in a healthy habit, now is the perfect time. The first 1,000 of my viewers to click the link in my description will get a full year of premium membership to Get Healthy UTV for just $1.49. Yes, I said it, a whole year for less than $2. That's insane. But it's only for new members and only while spots last, so don't wait. Join me and let's make discipline and fitness your anchor habit for the rest of this year. Of course, your anchor doesn't have to be movement. Maybe it's journaling, planning your day, or an evening reset. The point is not to overwhelm yourself with 10 anchors. It's to choose one that matters to you and stick to it no matter what. Over time, this becomes your I always do this habit, which reinforces your discipline even on messy days. I want you to pick your anchor habit today and make it your non-negotiable. Write it on a sticky note, set a phone reminder, or even tell a friend for accountability. Then, no matter what your day looks like, whether you crush your to-do list or only get through half of it, end the day knowing you honored your anchor. That single act builds self-trust and proves that you're disciplined, even when life isn't perfect. Now, one of the hardest parts of discipline isn't saying yes to your goals. It's saying no to the things that pull you away from them. Every time you say yes to distractions, you're unintentionally saying no to your growth, your peace, and your future self. Learning to protect your no is one of the most freeing and disciplined things you can do. Some examples of this look like, no, I can't stay up late scrolling. I have an early workout tomorrow. No, I can't spend money on that right now. I'm sticking to my budget. No, I cannot hang out this weekend. I need quiet time to recharge. Remember, saying no is not about being rude or selfish. It's about aligning your time and your energy with your priorities. And the more you say no to what doesn't serve you, the stronger your yes becomes for what truly matters. This week, I want to challenge you to practice a polite no script. The next time someone asks you to do something that does not align with your goals, pause, breathe, and respond with a version of this. I appreciate you asking, but I can't commit to that right now. Simple, respectful, firm. And the more you practice, the easier it gets. And soon, you'll stop feeling guilty and start feeling powerful for honoring your boundaries. Now, discipline doesn't grow in comfort. It grows in challenge. Just like a muscle only strengthens when you push it past resistance, your discipline strengthens when you intentionally step into small, controlled challenges. These challenges aren't about punishment. They're about proving to yourself that you can handle discomfort without quitting. When you do this regularly, the bigger commitments in your life no longer feel impossible because you've trained your resilience in the small things. For instance, cold showers trains mental toughness and teaches you to act even when it feels uncomfortable. A digital detox weekend reminds you that you control your phone, not the other way around. No spend weeks builds financial restraint and shows you how resourceful you can be. Early wake-up challenges build structure into your mornings and sets the tone for your day. Consistency streaks commit to journaling, stretching, or walking every day for 7 days straight. Every time you complete a small challenge, you're stacking evidence that you are disciplined, capable, and in control. I want you to pick one mini challenge to commit to this week. Keep it realistic but uncomfortable. Take a 2-minute cold shower every morning or delete social media apps for the weekend. Write it down, stick to it, and when you succeed, celebrate the win. Then level up with a new challenge next week. Over time, you'll notice your tolerance for discipline expanding because you've trained it like a muscle. Now, if you really want to know how disciplined someone is, look at their financial habits. Money is emotional, it's tempting, and it's so easy to spend without thinking. But building financial discipline doesn't just help your bank account. It strengthens your self-control in every other area of your life. When you learn to master your money, you're also training yourself to master your impulses, your patience, and your ability to plan for the future. Now, one of the easiest ways that I build discipline is by setting up automatic savings. The money moves to my savings account before I even see it, which removes the temptation to spend it. It's out of sight, out of mind, and it grows quietly in the background while I focus on other goals. Another powerful habit is tracking spending. Looking at where money actually goes each week reveals how quickly small purchases, like coffee runs or quick online orders, can add up. Simply being aware creates accountability and leads to better choices moving forward. And then there's impulse spending, probably the hardest one. A simple strategy is the 24-hour rule. If something looks tempting, wait a full day before buying it. More often than not, the urge passes, and it becomes clear that it wasn't really needed. Now that's discipline, choosing patience over instant gratification. I want you to pick one financial discipline habit and commit to it this week. Maybe it's setting up an automatic transfer of $20 into your savings. Maybe it's tracking every dollar you spend. Or maybe it's practicing the 24-hour rule before making a purchase. The habit doesn't have to be huge. The goal is to prove to yourself that you can control your money instead of letting it control you. When you start practicing discipline in your finances, it bleeds into every other area of your life because you're training yourself to pause, plan, and protect your future. Now, discipline isn't just about what you do. It's also about what you say. Words carry weight, and the more intentional you are with them, the stronger your self-control becomes. Sometimes discipline means knowing when not to speak. Stop over-explaining your no. You don't owe people a long defense for protecting your boundaries. Stop gossiping. Talking about people behind their back may feel good in the moment, but it weakens your character and your focus. Stop making promises you can't or won't keep. Every broken word chips away at your credibility, not just with others, but with yourself. Disciplined words are clear, simple, and consistent. They protect your energy, your reputation, and your relationships. For instance, instead of over-explaining, say, "I can't make it tonight, but thank you for inviting me." Instead of gossiping, say, "I'd rather not talk about them when they're not here." Instead of over-promising, say, "I'll do my best to help, but I can't commit beyond that." When you learn to master your words, you'll find that silence is often more powerful than speaking. This week, I want you to practice the pause discipline. Before you respond, pause for 3 seconds and ask yourself, is what I'm about to say true? Is it necessary? Is it aligned with the person I want to be? If not, girl, hold your tongue. That moment of restraint is a sign of strength, not weakness. The more you practice it, the more people will see you as someone who speaks with intention and integrity, and that's real discipline. Now, most people only look at discipline through the lens of time management. But here's the truth. Discipline isn't just about putting things on a calendar. It's about aligning your hardest task with your energy peaks. If you try to do deep work when your brain is fried, you're going to struggle. But when you do it during the hours that you naturally feel sharp and focused, it feels 10 times easier. And that's not laziness, that's strategy. Think about your day like a battery. Morning person, knock out your hardest tasks, like writing, studying, or decision making before noon. Afternoon energy spike, save your workouts or brainstorming sessions for that window. Evening flow, use it for creative projects or passion work instead of mindless scrolling. Discipline becomes a lot more sustainable when you stop fighting against your natural rhythms and start working with them. For the next 7 days, I want you to keep an energy journal. Write down the times of day you feel most focused, when you crash, and when you naturally feel creative. At the end of the week, look for patterns. And then start scheduling your toughest, most disciplined work during your energy peaks. This way, you're not just managing time, you're managing yourself. And that's the kind of discipline that actually lasts. Now, discipline doesn't grow in isolation. It grows faster when you bring accountability into the picture. When you know someone else is watching or counting on you, your follow-through skyrockets. Think about it. We'll break promises to ourselves all the time. But when someone else is involved, suddenly we show up. And that's the power of accountability. It takes discipline from optional to non-negotiable. Things like finding an accountability partner. Maybe a friend who's also working toward a goal. You check in with each other daily or weekly. Knowing they're waiting for an update keeps you from slacking. or hire a coach or join a program. When you're investing time and money, you're much more likely to stay consistent or be part of a community, whether it's a fitness group, a book club, or an online mastermind. When you're surrounded by people moving in the same direction, discipline feels natural instead of forced. The truth is, accountability makes discipline easier because it takes willpower out of the equation. Instead of debating with yourself, you just show up because someone else is expecting you to. I want you to pick one area of your life where you've been struggling with discipline. Then create an accountability system around it. That could mean texting a friend every morning after your workout, joining an online group, or even setting up a shared tracker with a partner. The key is this: don't rely on discipline alone. Build accountability into your routine. You'll be amazed at how quickly your consistency improves when you're not walking the journey alone. Now I know my disciplined women are still here. Drop this emoji in the comments so we can encourage each other to stay patient and consistent until the finish line. Now when most people think of discipline, they think of grinding harder, working longer, or pushing themselves past the limit. But here's the truth: rest is discipline too. It takes just as much self-control to say, I'm going to bed on time, as it does to wake up early. It takes discipline to step away for a break instead of forcing yourself into burnout. And it takes discipline to recover properly so you can come back stronger tomorrow. Think of rest as recharging your discipline muscle. Just like in the gym, you don't grow during the workout, you grow during the recovery. The same is true in life. Going to bed on time is one of the hardest but most important habits to build. Quality sleep gives the energy needed to actually follow through on everything else. Scheduling breaks the same way as work can make a huge difference. A 15-minute walk, a quick stretch, or stepping outside is enough to reset focus. Rest days from workouts are just as important as training days. Without recovery, the body doesn't have a chance to repair and grow stronger. Protecting mental rest is just as vital. Saying no to constant noise, unplugging from social media, and giving the brain time to breathe keeps discipline sustainable. This week, I want you to treat rest as a non-negotiable discipline habit. Pick one area where you know you've been pushing too hard, whether it's sleep, breaks, or mental downtime, and set a boundary around it. I'll be in bed by 10:30 every night this week. I'll take one 15-minute phone-free walk every afternoon. Write it down and honor it like any other commitment, because discipline isn't just about doing more. It's about knowing when to pause so you can keep showing up long term. And finally, the hardest but most rewarding discipline of all is pushing yourself past your comfort zone, where transformation actually begins. Now, I talk about exiting your comfort zone a lot in my videos, and that's because it's one of the most powerful tools for growth. And when it comes to discipline, the principle is the same. True discipline isn't about doing what's easy or familiar. It's about leaning into what feels uncomfortable. Anyone can stick to routines they already enjoy, but discipline shows up when you choose the harder path, the one that stretches you, challenges you, and forces you to grow. For instance, saying yes to public speaking even when your voice shakes, walking into networking events even if you'd rather stay at home, committing to fitness goals that push your body and mind past their limit, starting the business, podcast, or YouTube channel, even when you're scared of failing or being judged, having the hard conversations you've been avoiding because they require vulnerability and courage. Every time you step beyond your comfort zone, you're proving to yourself that you can handle discomfort, and that's the root of discipline. This week, I want you to intentionally choose one action that feels uncomfortable but aligned with your goals. It could be introducing yourself to someone new, posting your work online, or pushing yourself to finish a workout when you'd rather quit. Write it down, commit to it, and when you've done it, pause and recognize the win. The more you train yourself to walk into discomfort, the more disciplined you become. Because discipline isn't just about habits. It's about transforming who you are by refusing to stay comfortable. And that's what the Great Lock-In is all about. Choosing discipline daily, especially in these last 100 or so days of 2025. Remember, small consistent actions add up to massive results. Now girl, if this video gave you the push you needed, make sure to like, leave me a comment, and of course, subscribe. so you don't miss more content on discipline and personal growth. And if you want to keep building momentum, go watch my video on healthy habits that naturally boost your confidence. Because when you pair discipline with confidence, you become unstoppable. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you there.